Good afternoon and welcome to an afternoon edition of JazzE-Lounge. I am broadcasting live from the Secret Garden, getting ready for my podcast to start. And I thought I'd come out and talk about a few things. It is Tuesday, August 25th, 2020. And I started to think about a few things. And one of them is why people refuse to watch the Republican National Convention. Now, I thought about why people did not want to watch the Republican National Convention. But let me tell you something. In order for you to compete in a game, you need to know the rules. In order to beat your opponent, you must know their strategies. You just can't get in a game of dominoes and don't know the rules. Don't know if your opponent has been working at playing and beating dominoes with you. You have to know your opponent so that you can understand their strategies for trying to compete with you. So that's the first thing. You need to know your opponent so that you know their strategies. That's the reason why you watch the Republican National Convention. You need to know what people are saying, what people are doing, what they think about you, what they are planning to do. Now, it was something very interesting that Donald Trump Jr. said last night. It was pretty interesting. And I'm not going to quote him, but I'm going to paraphrase. Donald Trump Jr. said that we don't need to tear down statues. We need to examine the past and move forward. And that made me think a little bit. You don't want to remove statues, but you want to make sure that we can move forward. You know, if a parent has a belt on the wall, and you know that belt is used to do you in, destroy you, hit you, beat you. If you see that belt on the wall, the same belt your mama or daddy used to whip your butt with, you want that belt to be removed from the wall. If it stays on the wall, it is a reminder that that belt on the wall can beat you and destroy you. So when we have these statues of General Lee and other presidents and men who owned slaves and did not want slavery to end, when we keep those statues up, it is a reminder that that's what you want me to believe and want me to cherish and worship and bow down to. Something that can destroy me, something that can hurt me, harm me. You feel me? So Donald Trump Jr., other things you stated at that Republican National Congress, but that one in particular stood out. You don't need to bring down these statues, but they are a reminder. They remind us all of what kind of country I live in, what the history of America is really about. And at any time, I can destroy you. So watch the RNC, not because you gonna support the RNC. You watch the RNC because you need to know what they're planning, what they're doing, what they're thinking about, and how they say it. Because most of you are not familiar with words. You don't know the definition and meaning of words. So you take things out of context. Keep a dictionary close to you, not the one on the internet. Go on and grab that Webster's off the shelf. Dust it off a little bit. So, again, watch the RNC, not so because you support Republicans. You need to know your opponent's strategies. You need to know a game plan before you can tackle your opponent. You understand me? You think Usain Bolt didn't study his opponents before he started that race? You don't think Serena and Venus don't study their opponents so that they can battle correctly? You don't think that, hey, who we gonna say, Harden don't study his opponent? We gotta understand, you have to know your opponent's strategies so that you can conquer and beat them accordingly. Some people say, I don't want to vote. Listen, many black people, some white people too, some Indians, all kind of people wanted to vote in America. But it was illegal to vote. It was illegal to vote. A black person could not vote. And this is 100 years of women being able to vote in America. But remember, 100 years ago, it was 1919. Black people couldn't vote, period, let alone a black woman. So the women's suffrage group, that don't have nothing to do with black people. Y'all was voting before black people, so y'all good. But there are many people who could not vote. They marched, they died, they were spit upon trying to vote. And those people took a hit for us. We don't have to get spit upon trying to vote. I dare you to spit on me for trying to vote. You can't do that now. Other people did that for us. And when they marched and they died and they fought for you to vote, that was an opportunity for you to piss off white people who said you will never vote. You don't vote because you like a Republican or a Democrat. You vote to piss off people who said you will never vote. You feel me? That's who you piss off. And when I have my voting sticker on, baby, I piss off a lot of people. You know why I piss people off? Because I have a voting sticker on? Because people like Donald Trump Jr. want to keep up monuments that remind me that you are nothing. You don't need to vote. Okay, enough of them politics, enough of them politics, enough of the politics. Listen, I'm about to start my podcast. It's on anchor.fm/JazzE-Lounge. Today is Tuesday, August 25th, 2020. There are a lot of virtual concerts and online streams that you can check out tonight. That's Tia Fuller. She's a jazz saxophonist. She has an online interview show. So shout out to Tia Fuller. Also, I know what else is going on tonight. There's a lot of stuff going on, but in particular, this is an ongoing series with Christian McBride, who's a jazz bassist and historian. He has a live show tonight. That's on Newport Beach. Not Newport Beach, Newport Festival. Newport Festival IG page. So I'm going to start my podcast. I just wanted to get online a little bit and talk about what's been troubling me a little bit. And that was people not watching the RNC. Watch the RNC so you'll know your opponent's moves and their strategies. That's important. Don't be ignorant. When people try to debate you and talk about things, if you don't even have an answer for it, you look ignorant. And that's what people want you to do. They don't want you to watch that RNC so that you don't know their strategies. How you think they know us so well? People watch us. They observe us. You know why? Because they got to plan and strategize how they can compete with us. So that's what you have to do. I don't even know who's listening to me now. Behind me, that is. So watch that RNC. It's important to know a little something. And then you don't vote because you're a Republican or a Democrat. You vote to piss off people who said you will never vote. That's who you piss off. So I'm signing off. This is Limrosh, the Queen Dawn from across the pond. And right now you are locked on to an afternoon edition of JazzE-Lounge. Today I'm broadcasting live from the Secret Garden, Cleveland, Ohio, where the weather is so lovely. And I'm getting ready because iHeartRadio has a little competition going on. They are looking for the next new podcaster. And since I already have a podcast set up, you know I'm going to enter this contest. See where my luck lands this time. Listen, my podcast, you already know what it is. I've been advertising it now for a few months. anchor.fm/JazzE-Lounge. Short stories, erotic jazz epigrams, and interviews. I'm the host. I produce my podcast. I edit my podcast. I'm the host of my podcast. You see what I'm saying? I'm doing things these other people doing. And that's called making it happen. I want you to make it happen. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Hey, hey. So right now, I'm logging off. Go to my podcast. Support my podcast. And today's topic, you'll find out. So follow me on social media. Miss Lady Locks on Twitter, Instagram, all of that. I got all that stuff going on. So I'm going to tiptoe through the tulips. And this is Lamrash saying ciao for now.